Okay, so this is vlog 29. I'm just going to jump into it. It is the last summer of my 30s, and I'm still not sure how to talk about this because it's not like it's just the last summer, and so, but summer always reminds me of being a kid, obviously, and it reminds me of like when you get out of school for summers and you have the summers off, and even then, you thought it was a long time, but and looking back, I was like, it's only 8.5, 9 weeks, right? That you get off. It's not a lot of time. Um, it's 1 month less than people get off from work in Europe, when they have like their holiday times, their whatever they call it over there. And so, 'cause from France, people just take a month off. And anyways, it sort of reminds me of that, but it also reminds me of all the things that I didn't get to do in my 30s. And some of those things are, again, owing to illness. And just for some context, again, I got sick when I was 33. I'm 39 now. And um, I didn't have MECFS when I was 33. I had something else. I don't know what it was, but it turned into MECFS, or it was a bridge to it, anyways, a precursor. It primed it maybe, and so I get sick when I'm 37, basically, and so that was going on almost 3 years ago now, because it was in the beginning of January, which is when my birthday is. My birthday is January 1st. Yay me. Anyways, so I missed out on a lot of things that I didn't get to do. I didn't get to do my PhD work, which I would have loved to do. I didn't get to really explore the city as much as I would have liked to. I mean, I got to live in the city for a while, Boston, meaning, yeah, in the surrounding areas as well, like not Boston proper, but also like the outskirts, like Jamaica Plains and stuff, Brookline, Chestnut Hill, etc. I moved around a lot. Anyways, I didn't get to settle down, and I was never gonna start a family, I don't think. But like, I didn't get to like find a partner. I didn't get to do some of the agitating that I wanted to do. I'm a communist, so like, I really wanted to get more involved with certain things. I would have never joined a party because I think they're all stupid and terrible, and they don't know what they're doing. But I would have liked to been part of certain activities, I suppose, or at least even if they were just intellectual, I suppose. I didn't get to travel as much as I wanted to, or really that at all. Um, I mean, I traveled in the area, but not as much as I would have liked to. Um, and just when I got sick, obviously that all came to a halt, anyways. I didn't get to go anywhere. I haven't left. I've only left. I've only driven 3 times in the last 2.5 years. Um, I've only gone to the supermarket twice. I've only been down to the park twice. I did go this summer to go feed the geese, um, which is an activity I was living in Chestnut Hill, when I used to live next to. I lived in I used to work for a school, and I worked and I lived and worked at the school, and this is right during the pandemic, and so everything shut down, and so like they just let us stay there, I guess. And it was right next to Tom Brady's house, and I think he was not on the Patriots at the time, but anyways, and he was also getting divorced, I think, or was about to get divorced. But I used to go running like around the area, and like I would see like Giselle's like yoga like fortress, which was it was just a big barn, like an old rustic looking barn. But anyway, um, there was a pond there, and I used to go feed the geese every single day, and that was really fun and relaxing. And I don't get to, I kind of miss doing that. I wish I could do that more often, and I should have been able to do it more often this year, but my sleep schedule just got all messed up as it is with MECFS. It's not. I don't even have insomnia. I just my circadian rhythm is just off. I'm like up during the night and I'm asleep during the day, and so it's like everything gets screwed up, which on some level is how I prefer it, because I like the quiet of night and I like the quiet of the early morning, and I like not, but also it's not good for like socialization or being able to keep an adequate schedule. Um, I think what I'll miss most about my 30s is that it was full of potential, I thought, because my 20s wasn't. My 20s was just a lot of depression and anxiety, and even though, and mind you, in my 20s, I got 2 master's degrees in my 20s out of boredom, out of sheer fucking boredom, and I traveled a lot more in my 20s still, but even though it was even despite that, it wasn't as fulfilling, and it didn't feel like, I felt like I wasted a lot of my 20s. And so in my 30s I was really more committed to like, I'm gonna get a good group of friends in Massachusetts, which I did, and I'm gonna get a little more active in hobbies. So like I used to play Magic the Gathering, and so I picked that game back up again. I used to go, there was a local card store, or a local gaming shop or whatever, and I used to go down there and play with them often, and that was fun. I didn't like everyone there, but like it was fun to play. I loved playing Commander and stuff like that, and so like I had a little small group of friends who would do that. I had a little small group of friends who were just sort of like very liberally progressive people who like, whatever. I'm not a liberal progressive. I'm a communist, which is, you would think they're the same thing. It's like they're not. But anyway, so I had a group of friends who were like that, and they were all nice, and they were all like musically inclined to people, and they were all friendly, and they're just good people. And I had great coworkers, and yeah, there were just a lot of good people that I met in Massachusetts. And I also made this one commitment too, is that I know it sounds very weird, but I feel like I kind of did accomplish this. I wanted to have like more like women friends, just friends, just friends. That's it. That's it. We're just gonna be friends, and that's it. And so because I didn't have a lot of like women friends. All my friends were like male, kind of like just into like sports and all this other stupid shit I didn't care about. And like women had like different interests, and like they have different perspective on things and whatever. And so I was like, I'll make more female friends or women friends or whatever. And so like I accomplished that. But there was just some things I didn't accomplish, and there's also, one of the things I regret is that I didn't. Uh, I lost a lot of time with with my dad, because we were always bickering about something. That I regret, because that was when I was in my 30s, he was still in his 60s, and now he's in his 70s, and he was still, we could have maybe hung out more and done things, but I was just a lot of weird petty things that not petty, but there are a lot of unresolved things that they finally resolved now, but like then they didn't resolve. So how am I going to spend the last couple hours of, because in 4 hours is when I'm recording this on the 22nd of November, so there's only 4 hours left of summer, according to Old Farmer's Almanac and also the rotation of the Earth. But I'll probably go outside. Maybe I'll take a drive down to the pond and see if there's any ducks, or I mean geese. Feed them maybe, and that's it. Nothing else really to do, and just enjoy it, and then embrace fall when it comes. Fall sucks. Fall and winter are just garbage in New England. I fucking hate these fucking. I used to like it when I was a kid. Again, I'm younger, because I was like, woo, it's cooler out, and but as time goes on, I feel like an old man. I'm just like, it's cold and scary. I don't have my blood circulation is not as good as it used to be. So I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. Very difficult when you have ME/CFS, obviously, to stay optimistic about anything. But I'm trying. So that's it. I will see you next week when it is fall, and it'll be the first vlog of the fall of the last part of my 30s or something. So I'll see you then.